Maximizers, and welcome to Build a Business with Chris, the place for you to learn how to build a profitable business that you love. I'm your business coach, Chris the Maximizer, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you some mindset tips for business owners. Listen, when I started my business, I had no idea that mindset was everything. If you've heard the gurus, if you've heard people say it, they are not lying. The way that you think about things becomes your actions become your destiny. Your actions become your life. If you are thinking negative, it's gonna be negative. If you're thinking the worst is gonna happen to you, baby, that's what's gonna happen to you. But really, as a business owner, you have to decide that you are going to have a positive mindset. So I'm going to share with you my top 5 mindset tips that I have learned from being in business since 2018. I hired my business coach in 2019, and she opened the world of mindset to me. So let's share these tips that I've learned. Number 1, you have to decide that what you want is possible. If you think that it's a pipe dream, like it'll never happen, then guess what? It won't. But you have to decide and get crystal clear that what you want is possible. You got to write that thing down in detail. You want $1 million business? What does that look like? You want a 6-figure business? What does that look like? What do you have to do? Decide that you can get there. Even if it takes you 5 years, even if it takes you 10 years, you have to decide that it is possible. My coach says you can only have what you can hold. So if you can't hold the vision, how do you expect to hold it in real life? So you have to sit down with yourself, decide what you want, and then believe that it's possible no matter what. Come hell or high water, I'm getting what I want. The first tip is believe that what you want is possible. Decide that what you want is possible. And then if you need to, which we most likely are going to need to, find the positive evidence that it is possible. So if you want $1 million business, find another person, similar demographics, similar industry, who's made money. There's your evidence. Find all the positive evidence to support that if one person in this world did it, that means it's possible and someone else can do it too, and that someone is you. Decide it's possible. Find the positive evidence to support that, hey, if she did it, if he did it, if they did it, I can do it too. Number two, commit to doing the work mentally, emotionally, and physically. Because when you decide that you are going to be positive, I like to call it disgustingly positive, okay? When you decide that you're going to be disgustingly positive, when you decide that what you want is possible, you're going to have to move in a different way. Because what got you to where you are is not going to get you to where you want to go. What got me to $1,000 months is not going to be the same thing that gets me to $1,000 days, which is not going to be the same thing that gets me to $100,000 months. It's not the same thing. So you have to commit to doing the work. Now, for mindset work for me, it's all about journaling. I am committing to journaling. I am committing to positive affirmations. I am committing that when a negative thought comes into my head, I am reframing it into a positive thought immediately. I am committing to doing the work. If you do not want to do the work, if you don't want to do the mindset work, if you don't want to do the physical work, if you don't want to sell, then starting a business may not be the best options for you. And that's okay. Everybody's not meant to have a business. But if you're like, I want a business, you've got to decide that you are ready to put the full body armor on and fight for it every single day and work towards that vision that you said was possible. Third tip, get the negative crap out of your mind expeditiously. My journal is always within arm's reach. I got it right here, no cuts. My journal is always in arm's reach. Every single year I create a journal, okay? And I have my goals, I have my words of the year, I have positive affirmations. Why am I talking about a journal? Because to get my negative thoughts out of my head, I journal them every day. You are going to think negative thoughts. You are going to have fears. You're going to be scared. That is natural. That's human nature. If you aren't scared, that may be a little bit of a problem. It means your dreams are probably not big enough if you're not scared. When the negative comes up, get it out of your head. Face it. I've been writing down my fears for years. And if I look back at my 2020 journal, what scared me in 2020 is nothing today, because I realized, okay, all the negative stuff, I get it out of my head. And then I write why it's untrue. I write the positive evidence to support, like, I feel like no one's buying, but you just made 5 sales last week. So just because you feel like no one's buying this week does not mean the statement is true that no one is buying. Okay, let's reframe that to, how can I show up to sell so that someone can buy? How can I follow up with leads who already said they were interested so that they can purchase? Okay? So you have to get the negative thoughts out of your brain. They're going to come out every day. I'm thinking negative thoughts every day, but I get them out. I get them on paper. Then I refute them. I rebuke them. I rewrite them as a positive. I find the positive evidence to support why that is not true. And yes, it popped up in my head, but I'm going to reframe it and I'm going to get it out because it does not live here. What I was fearful of in the beginning of the year, it's not even a thing right now because I've wrote it down. I found positive evidence and I realized that it was just an irrational fear. It's not something that can happen unless I allow it. So work your butt off to get that negative out of your brain. Number 4, I kind of already alluded to this. Reframe your negatives into positives. When a negative thought comes up, you have to start to train your brain to see, all right, how can I see this glass half full? It cannot be half empty every single time. How can I see this glass half full? Okay, I see myself where I'm in a situation where my goal was to sign 10 clients. I only have 8 clients signed right now, and my launch ends in 3 days. Negatively, it's, oh, the launch is over. Positively, how can I show up in these last 3 days to meet my sales goal? What else do I need to do to meet my sales goal? Who else can I follow up with to meet my sales goal? How can I show up on social media to meet my sales goal? How many more times do I need to email my email list to meet my sales goal? It's a negative that we've reframed into a positive and that we're going to take action on to get the results that we desire. So when you're thinking a negative thought, who am I to start this business? Reframe it into a positive. Who am I not to start this business? What qualifies me for this? Write down all of your qualifications. Write down all of your qualifications on why you are qualified to run this business. Look at all of your experience. So I need you to sit and consciously reframe all of your negatives into a positive. It's definitely tough in the beginning. In the beginning, I was like, how can I do this? But the more you do it, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Number 5, this one is a hard one mentally to deal with. Don't expect your friends and family to be the main people supporting you. Don't expect them to support you at all because not everyone will understand your vision. Your vision to be a business owner, the mental, emotional, and physical commitments you made for yourself, your family will most likely not see them. It's not their vision to see. So I don't want you to get discouraged or stop your business because you feel like no one is supporting you. I promise you, for most business owners, the people closest to them are not the ones buying from them. It's strangers. It's not going to be your best friend, your cousin, your sister. Now, when they support, be excited, be grateful, and thank them. But I want you to remember that being a business owner is going to be lonely in the beginning. Until you get a team, until you hire a coach, until you hire people to help you, you are going to be doing this alone. Do not expect those closest to you to clap for you. Do not expect those closest to you to share your posts, buy from you, and help you for free. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to help you. That's why we have coaching programs. That's why we have Facebook groups. That's why you can find a biz bestie. That's why we have in-person events. That's why we have business retreats. Because you need to be around business-minded people. And the people closest to you, unless they are business owners, they are not going to understand. They're not going to get it. They're not going to be there to support you in the way that you feel like they should. I want you to know this upfront. Speak to any business owner, okay? I'm blessed because my mother, my sister, my family, for the most part, is very supportive. But the only person that has ever bought anything from me is my mother. So none of my extended family, all these people that clap for me, they share my posts sometimes, they've never paid for or bought anything of mine except for my mother. And that's because my mother, like, she's literally like, if whatever I wanted to do, she's like, I'll follow you, I'll help you, whatever. Like, she's that person. But outside of that, no one's bought anything. I mean, they've shared some posts, thank you, but they haven't bought anything. They haven't came to anything. anything of that nature. So I just want you to not be discouraged and stop your business or feel like it's not the right thing because no one is supporting you. Do what you decided you were going to do. You decided you were going to have this business. You decided that you were going to do the work. You decided you were up for the challenge. So now you have to weather the storm and do it. And I promise you, your ride or dies will come. The people who are buy from you, check for you, watch every video, watch every live, watch every story, they will come. They will come. So these are my top 5 mindset tips for new business owners. I would love to know which one of these resonated the most with you down in the comments. If you want more business tips like this, make sure you subscribe to Build a Business with Chris. Now, if you're looking for a business family, you're looking for a business community, go ahead, hop on my email list and you can learn about ways that we can work together in some of my group coaching programs. I want to thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.